Now I've had a full night's sleep and the bonfire night has finished. So no more explosions in the background, but hopefully on and off the field as we jump into season number 5. Transfers to be made, steps to be made, and of course games to be played. As yes people, very brief, very quick introduction as welcome back to episode number 1 of season number 5. We're halfway to 10 already, and what, has it been like less than 2 months into this FIFA? Absolutely extraordinary, as is the support on this channel. As if you're new around here, welcome. You're a little bit late in terms of the series, but better late than never. Thank you guys for watching if you're new around here. And of course, smash a like if you do enjoy this content and you've always watched it. And if you're new, if you are still new, make sure you watch the last ones. And subscribe if you do want to be on this journey. Not just the Grimsby to Glory journey, but the MWS channel, as we are on 8.196. We're very, very close since yesterday, as we've got pre-season. We've got a lot to go through, as I'm going to start off with one thing, listening to the comments with, as we're going to go home stadium. We are going to be renaming it. Freeman Street's a nice name, but I don't think it has a ring to it. And I know this is going to be very, very, very boring, but, well, to some anyway. But thank you for the suggestion, Tiago, who suggested this one. It's just a common one. It is going to be, if we can turn this caps lock off somehow, I would absolutely adore it. It's going to be New Blundell Park. We're not going to be changing it up too much. We're just going to be renaming it to what it usually is. So there's no slip-ups on my side. I'm not calling it Freeman Street or calling it Blundell Park when it's supposed to be Freeman Street. There was suggestions like the My Energy Stadium, which is the sponsor. But of course, that's a real-life company. And I know we're not big time, but I don't want any copyright infringements on top of YouTube. I feel like New Blundell Park is just going to be what we call it, and no changes to that stadium, as we are still a championship side. As, before I show you this squad actually, I know I'm keeping going to stuff and then coming back out of it, I need to show you the messages that we've had before anything, I would say. As you can see, the finances actually, 11 million, very decent in terms of those. As we're going to go to the chat and I'm going to show you the, not the player chat, the archived messages. We have Jackson Norman coming back from his loan. A couple of players coming back from loan. But Kai Bailey, the one club man, has left the club. He goes to Halshire for, of course, 3.8 or 380k, should I say. Joseph Lawson for 470 to Zawakyu. We've got James Kirk going for 2 million almost to Sheffield United. That's a big loss, but still one that we don't mind too much. 140k for Austin Kirk to Bohemian in Ireland, and St. Pauli signing David Drew for almost $1 million. That is players leaving the club, as I'm going to show you the team as well. The wage budget as well just sits over 100k still, which to be fair I don't think I'm going to be down in any time soon. As you can see, we've still got a large squad. However, saying that, a couple of players I want to get on loan, possibly some permanents. We've got a very strong team, I must say. Some youth getting into it now with Goodwin and Shepherd. Of course, it's going to be a difficult season trying to retain Reggie Stone after his good season. Plus, we haven't got promoted, as Hodgson in goal, finally stepping up. That's just a brief overlook, as we do have pre-season. As I need to show you the objectives. We're on week at the moment, which I don't appreciate. As youth development, sign at least 3 players younger than 20-year-old with good development. I think that can be done. Goalkeeper, defender, midfielder, forward, I think can also be done, as 7 home games without defeat should be done, and 1 crucial player assigned to a defensive position. Now that's an interesting one, because I don't know if we prioritise that. I'm guessing that does make us prioritise it. They're only medium, I should say. Continental's medium, even though we don't have it. Finished mid-table with the round of 16 in the FA Cup. Want to do the FA Cup this year. Doing it in real life, just beat Plymouth 5-1. Fingers crossed that doesn't jinx us losing next time. Let's keep the salary growth under 15%. I think we'll try that one, just to try and get us out the week. As I've done all that in less than 5 minutes. Oh, need a breather as pre-season. We have Plymouth again. They keep popping up since the real-life game. We have a couple more in that fixture, in that list, as we have Stoke to start the season off with at home. Hopefully playing that one possibly simulating Barnsley, however it goes, as then we have an away game in the Carabao Cup, which is the Lincolnshire Derby against Lincoln. What a game that should be, as we're going to sim this first day, see if anything happens. Usually something does. What's it going to be going to this Thursday? It took a long time as Jackson does depart. We know Bryn Morris did leave the club as well, as Bryn Powell goes out on loan, losing all the brims. So we're going to get going into this new season. I am very excited to see how we do. First season in the Championship was very decent, as Mjalbi coming in for Kai Clark, and that is a player not reaching potential. I think our first offer into the club will be accepted. He could go to the Swede outfit and get some game time. Possibly do Graham Potter, go over to Sweden and get a little bit better from it, as we've got a player on his loan list being approached, or not a loan list, his transfer list being approached, as Ewan Pratt. A loan to buy from Maddenberg, which we will accept. I know I do go for loan to buys a lot, but I think that is reasonable. I think that's a decent thing to do, because if they reach potential, we can recall them. If not, the player leaves to go to the other club, as we've got a big shortlist right here. A lot of players scouted, and I can't wait to get going. There's a lot of players on this list that I'm a big fan of, but we're going to hold fire just a tad little longer. See how our team goes, as Victoria SC wanting Liam Scales, which is a decent offer, but I do want to keep the man at the club, a very decent player in season number 1, who I do want to keep here, as what really is the place for improvement. I definitely think another striker. Duncan Watmore is retiring, and Goodwin just get into the team. I'd like someone more comfortable with shooting. We've got a lot of pacey players as it stands. As, of course, Reggie Stone, if he does leave, I want a starting cam. Sorry, McAtee, but I don't see him as a starter. I'm happy with Gleno at left wing back, although his rating is pretty low. We've got Eccles and Coyle who can cover there. I think another central defender would be good. Would be definitely good. Maybe potentially pushing Shepherd to the loan list, or back up. Another central midfielder, Harry. Not too great right there. So I think a striker, midfielder, and central defender. That is, of course, if no one leaves the club, as we've got someone leaving right here. That's one of the loan boys. Oh no, it isn't actually. It's Kai Clark going permanently. It's been here a while, in fact, him. It's been on loan to Exeter when we were a league below them, which was a weird one. As an offer from Metz for Carter Hodgson, and to be fair, that is a decent sum of money, which is quite difficult to reject, you know. 3.9. I'm gonna, with this guy, I am going to set a price tag on him. It is 5 million. If a club pays higher than that, they get the player. Yes, significant potential, but I'm going to be realistic. You pay it, you get him, as more monthly scout reports, in fact, coming in. We sent one to Italy this time, our worst one. See if we can find an Italian. I've got Vito Russo there. As we'll keep on going through this window. Is that they're coming back with 7.1 million? I don't know. It's not gone through with Carter Hodgson just yet. As I'm looking at this list, I'm looking at him. Look at that. Gyökeres has been released from Coventry. He's 28 now. Spent a lot of his career in England. Imagine if we could sign him. Do we go for it? Do we go for a statement of intent? Straight off the bat? I mean, he is a Premier League quality player, and that wage will be very, very high, but he's a free agent, and it does allow us to go in for him. This would be a big signing if we could get it off. I'm not counting on it. We're just really dipping his toe in. A 2-year contract. Crucial is fine. Disregard a release clause. That recommended wage is not going to be paid, as I think I've got to lower it a lot for this guy. I'm willing to go for maybe this. I know he's going to see it as insulting. If he gets 20 goals in a season, he can have 300k. I think that's a good offer for us as a club, but not for him, as he's willing to negotiate a little bit, you know. 10 goals and a little bit more, but he's got to come down on that wage quite a little bit more as well. 16. Could they agree upon that? That would be decent. No. He's willing to negotiate with his bonuses a little bit more, as if we could go 16.5. I'm going to get this right, I hope, as I think that looks decent. A hefty goal bonus, signing on bonus, 16.5. And it's done. I really didn't think that was going to get accepted. It's done. We've agreed on it. Victor Gyökeres, there we go. There's the shake of hands. We've signed him. I did not think that was happening in a million years. It was just an inquiry. but I think we've just signed one of the best strikers we possibly could have. He's by far the best player at the club. He's the highest paid. I think he doubles Alex Mowat's wage. But what a big addition to the squad that is. Costing us absolutely nothing in transfer fees. Victor Gyökeres. That is huge. That is sensationally huge. As he's got to go into that first team. Cullen was player of the season last year. Him up front with Dan Cox, a little trickster. Look at them stats as well. He's got the physicality, the dribbling. He is the first, I would say, Premier League quality signing. What a man. What we've just done there is quality. But I don't want to stop there. I mean, yes, 2 free agents, very high rated, but you guys told me in the comments we need to progress, and of course I'm listening. James Bree, he's from very locally to me. He's from Wakefield, which isn't far from Grimsby. It's a little commute. Well, I say a little. An hour. It's a close to home team. His team before that was Luton, which was less close to home. 28. I know we've got a lot of right backs, but if we could put Coyle on the other side with Glennon and make Coyle like a both-sided player. Eccles is now a centre mid / centre back, I would say. James Bree could be that crucial defender. And again, cost us nothing. Just a hefty bit on the wage bill, I would say. But again, I want to revisit wages, pay the players a bit more for staying in the Championship, as we should agree upon this. I mean, that's a high appearance fee, I would say. I mean, the signing on bonus is quite fine, though. The appearance fee I want to get rid of. I'll definitely go with that. 14. Go on, then. We need to raise these wages. James Bree. We're doing it. We're going for it. Yet again, a brilliantly class signing through that door. What a perfect signing to have. As yes, I look at this squad and I think it's losing the lower league's identity. But then again, I look at it and think it kind of needs to do that, doesn't it? If we're going to progress. As we do still have Gleno in that side as an original. Harry's dropped off the bench because Coyle's on it and Eccles. I really don't want to lose Harry or Maguire Drew, but at the moment, I'm thinking potentially loan deals for both of them because I think they've still got something to offer. Even maybe Niall Marr joining that list because they are originals who I do think have progressed with us but just won't get in this season. As we'll keep on simulating, and we haven't even got to the first pre-season game, but we've done all that business. As a lot of scout reports in for other free agents. I think there was a loan deal. I'm going to check them as we're going to keep on simulating, and here we go. Mirandes. First game of pre-season, as I've got to play that team that looks so very decent on paper. I think I am going to make a captaincy change. I might give it just to Gleno. I mean, who has leadership in this team? I mean, Mowat doesn't, even though the armband went to him. Have we even got a leader? Oh, I don't think we do. Maybe that's something we need to kind of look at. But I'm going to give it to Gleno. One of the originals, one of my favourite players in real life. Scored at the weekend against Plymouth. The scoring left back, the Scouts left back. As we're going to simulate this one, of course. We always simulate pre-season as a 1-1 draw. He's got his first goal for the club, though, in Victor Gyökeres, as Michelis got theirs. As I'm going to check the contracts on everyone at the moment. So we'll see the highest paid, definitely Gyökeres, as expected, should I say, as the contracts. There's a lot of players out of contract very soon. You can see what a big list this is. Jasper Moon, Maguire, Drew and Marr. I think I'm going to start with them two, actually. So I could potentially get them out on loan if they do want to go. There's Niall Marr, there we go. 3k, that will be agreed upon. Maguire Drew, only wanting sporadic. We could actually keep him at the club if that's all he wants. As a bit of a wage increase, which I see as fine and reasonable. Good business. We've signed them up, and to be fair, they have took rotational roles, so maybe we don't even need to loan them at all. Maybe, no offence in saying this, but they know the role that they're going to play in the team going forward, which isn't a big one. As Hodgson, they will pay 5.5 million for the young goalkeeper. Sorry if this upsets you guys, because I know he has decent potential, but I will be accepting that one for him. I mean, it's good money. Yes, it's Mets, maybe not the most realistic one of all, but he'll be leaving. Got another pre-season game here, and I'm going to play the same team. It is slightly tired, but see how they do as we get the win. It's Coxey and McAtee with the goals, as Dubassin got theirs. Decent pre-season so far. Hoping it leads to something good, as there we go. There's the 5.5 million for Carter Hodgson. What rating is it going to be? An excellent deal. Okay, I'll take that. As for goalkeepers to replace Hodgson, no, I don't know really. I'm going to have to look to the academy as we've got a couple. Dominic Knight. Matthew James doesn't look a great one. In fact, sorry mate, gotta go. Curtis Wright looks very decent, but way off. He's only 15. I'm going to promote Dominic Knight and see if he could just be on the bench until we get another one potentially through the door. Not the best stats on him, but it doesn't really matter as we've got some more stuff. And a loan here coming in for Niall Maher. Right, I don't want a loan to buy on him. I want to bring him back, but he can go out. As you may have seen a player on that list, which makes a lot of you people excited because he is a player that we have had before. He's popular in the comments and he's a free agent. Matty Pollock coming back to Grimsby, where he didn't start his youth career. I think it was at Leeds United or maybe Middlesbrough before that. I'm not too sure. I know he was released by Leeds and came to the Mariners, worked his way up through the ranks and became a good player in a relegation season. As I want to bring him back, he's had experience at Watford, still is in real life, which good on him under Slaven Bilic. As he wants an important role, we'll give him it. Only 24 still. A 3-year contract is fine by me, I should say. We're going to try and give him a decent wage though. Would he take 9? I'm not too sure, but we'll try and offer him it to start off with. Add bonuses. I want a clean sheet bonus on him. Giving a lot of players bonuses, but we'll go with it. I think that's pretty low. He doesn't walk out, but he doesn't even want the bonus, except that Matty Pollock is back in a Mariners shirt. Some quality additions, which, to be fair, I must say this. In real life, I'm not like a big fan of... Well, it's not really phrased in real life. I'm not a big fan of having overly high-rated players in the Championship, because I feel like you should progress to that. But when other teams are kind of leaving us behind, we've got to do something to catch up. So yes, they're all 3 free signings, but the really quality ones in Pollock, Bree and Gyökeres, which I'm very excited to see how they do. I mean, a lot of us players have been free signings. We're not big financially stable. I mean, we are financially stable, but we're not a rich club. We're going to move with the wages as Gyökeres gets another goal and Dan Scar. But what I'm trying to say is we're just going with how it's going as Niall Maher. But what I'm trying to say is I want the club to progress, not just the players, like the stadium getting built, the scouts getting better, which is something we do need to do. So we're going to delegate this. We just want a normal loan, please. Without a loan to buy, we'll separate that however we want to. That's actually talking of scouts. Possibly makes me want to get another one through the door. I mean, we do have decent ones at the club already, but the one in England is the worst one, so we can buy another. Speaking of in England, I think I've looked at another signing that is. I mean, there's a lot of signings going down here, but I'm excited for it. Of course, we've got 3 very decent players here in John Jules, Sam Gallagher and Saeed. None of them really experience as much as Fletcher, though. Mates with Pollock, I'm pretty sure maybe. Been together, well, he's been at Middlesbrough and Pollock's a Middlesbrough fan. That's all I'm taking from it, really. Sam Gallagher's been at Blackburn. I mean, Gallagher would be a decent player, actually. 30-year-old, though. Tyrese John Jules. I don't want to sign him and ruin his potential at this moment in time. Same with Christian Saidi, who we have on the list quite a while. I mean, 30-year-olds, though. I don't want to be signing them. Christian Saidi does look a very decent player. He looks a very, very decent player. And in fact, he's going to be the one that I go in for. From Bournemouth, he got released from. Rotational, he's going to want important. No, he isn't. He takes a rotational role, which is perfect. Offer him a 2-year deal, which is also okay by him. No release clause is fine by us. The wage, however, I'm going to try and get him a little lower than Pollock, which is a bit cheeky of me. Signing on bonus of 80k. Is that acceptable? No, he wants a goal bonus as well. Take that wage down by 2. And you've got yourself a deal, Saidi. He won't, but we'll accept anyway. We've got money in the club. Another player. The 4th one. Another striker. I tell you what, other clubs will be looking at us here and saying Grimsby Town are not messing about with their signings. I mean, is promotion on the cards this season? I am not going to look at it like that. But with this team that we're building and brewing, I am optimistic going into this year. That is all I'll say. As Niall Maher has gone on loan to a Portuguese side in Famalicão. I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't know. As we have our first game of the season right here against Stoke. As it's talking about not having a captain. Coyle's not in the team, so we kind of don't have a leader as Pollock, Moa and Gyökeres is slightly tired. Slightly tired, which is a little bit concerning. Do we take them out for this first game? Possibly. Possibly. Going to go with Pollock and Moa on the bench. Yes, they've played all pre-season, but that's what we're going to go with. We've got too many players at the club, I'd say. Definitely want to get these attacking midfielders out on loan. One of Dennis and Shepherd and Moon, potentially, as well. He needs to sign another contract, though. As the first team for this first game of the championship season is back to Ryan Allsop in between the sticks. James Bree, Godwin Malif, Sverko, Scales and Gleno, with Eccles and Deli Bashuru in the middle of the park for this game. Reggie Stone, no transfer offers yet for him, which I absolutely love. 5-star, 5-star now, with Victor Gyökeres destined to start with Coxey up front, seeing how he can do. Knocked player of the season, Cullen onto the bench, and we've got Saidi on the bench, don't forget. Here we go at New Blundell Park for the first game of the season, here against the Potters. And yes, another season, but another way of checking the teams through this way. Tyrese Campbell and Jacob Brown now both worse off than Gyökeres, but I know Saronya's a very decent player, with Jordan Thompson and Cubas in the middle of the park. They've got McCarron at left wing back, Wilmot, Said and Taylor, with Tom Edwards and Joseph Bursick in net. A very decent side, even Mario Rui right there at the club. It's a very decent team, which I don't know what to expect from. Stadium rename, a team reshuffle with, of course, 4 new signings coming in. Very excited to see how this goes as Marine Sverko, a centre-back very far forward, as he gets the ball into James Bree, who goes through the middle straight into Reggie Stone here, looking for Gyökeres. Just couldn't get his pass off, though. Decent little start as we've read the ball there with a pass into Marine Sverko to run it forward. Croatian loves to just carry this ball in the middle now, and now onto Coxey, who needs to start scoring more this season. That is his objective, as a ball towards Reggie Stone. Doesn't reach him, does reach Deli Bashuru, into Josh Eccles, who can't really shoot that well, but that wasn't far off. Godwin Malif with the ball here, 20 minutes into this game. Running down this wing a little bit, just doesn't get that pass off, however. And now there's a ball far forward, and that's gone through the middle onto Tyrese Campbell, and Campbell gets that across to the side. Allsop called into action here. He hasn't played in a while, but a big save from our number 1, who remained our number 1, of course, as they've gone for the short corner. Gleno turned rather easily. Deli Bashuru, gotta be a foul on us. Yeah, it just took a while for the referee to blow that whistle as Eccles into Coxey right here. Cuts away from his man a little bit. Got the run down that wing, but hasn't got the pass off to match. As now we're a little bit on the back foot. Formations as well, I've got to say, I'm matching right here. So it is a bit of a tactical game, I must say, as they've tried to pass it around the corner. Not got away with that one, though, Sverko. Not great from him, or I think it was Eccles, as the ball drilled across the floor. One more in, and that is 1-0 Stoke City at New Blundell Park. And a brilliant worked goal. Nothing much we can do apart from pick ourselves up. Not a great start from the Mariners, as that is just good work, it's got to be said. Thompson with the layoff, and a brilliant just hammer into that top corner. Tyrese Campbell with it. We started last season off very well, but the start of this one, this is not very well. I think it was a draw that we beat Plymouth. We beat Plymouth as Gyökeres got to grow into this game as new number 11 is allowed to dribble with it, as that is a horrific tackle. How is that even an advantage? I think that is an orange card, a saying that I do like to say a lot. There's a free kick here. Coxey is lining up over it. I mean, Reggie does have the best free kicks. To get this in from here would be a monumentous achievement. I don't think he's got enough power on it. And he doesn't. Not enough curl as well, as now they've got runners forward. Sverko coming across to Jacob Brown, but the pass across the floor ain't a great one. And that's straight into Deli Bashuru to come forward now with it. He gives the ball down the line into Victor Gyökeres, who tries to cut in a little bit. Tries to get his pass off, but I tell you what, he's had a little bit of an invisible first half here. Added time now. 1-0 down at home, which is not great, as that will be the scoreline at the break. Boys, we've made some quality signings. I kind of expect better. Expect a lot better going into this second half, because we didn't really have any promise. One shot with Eccles, not enough. Definitely not enough. It's a midfielder taking one from range as we're going to go forward here. Deli Bashiru through that gap onto Eccles again. That's a good ball around the corner into Coxey, and what a save, Bursic. That's more like it from the Mariners. But again, stopped at the death as Reggie Stone to whip it towards Coxey. The youngsters trying to link up, or was once youngsters, should I say, can't speak. As that's not a great tackle on Deli Bashiru. In fact, he's got injured with it. Alex Moore potentially has to come on right here. Not a great tackle, but a good turn from Coxey and another shot, which is wide. Alex Moore to come on as we win that header. Straight into Victor Gyökeres as that ball forward's not a great one as well. Straight back to them. Gleno through that middle a little bit as they're going to try and go down this wing, and they've just tapped it on to Brown. Scales coming across and making a tackle though. As, Liam Scales, he's a sucker for that. A bad pass in the middle as Severko's bailed him out. He's the bailer at the back. Really does have to get his players out of danger. As Coxey now, Reggie's in front of him. And what is that? A good ball as now they're going to come forward again through that middle and just a not right hit shot as they're offside. They're offside, we've got off the hook there. I'll be weighing that kind of shot because they should be in the lead with that as we've got to run forward here into Gyökeres. Needed a better debut than this from him as it's down the line into James Bree. How's his delivery? Hits the back of a player and they win the header. Coxey on the ball here. Reggie Stone running around as we don't get the pass through. Coxey, in fact, is coming off in a moment as well for the debut Saidi. The debut boy, should I say, Saidi. Hopefully in his trip up north he can find his feet at New Blundell Park as we need to chase these across. Eccles on the run. Scales gets that tackle in. That's a good one, that. Gyökeres trying to run over the top. Coxey trying to put it over to him. But they've got a defender waiting back. What a great half. Or not a great game, should I say, as a pass forward now. Coxey has got Reggie in front of him and Gyökeres who cuts away. Cannot get the pass through the middle though. And that is a shocker because that was a big chance. As we backpedaling. Tried to get a tackle in right there. And now it goes across into Jacob Brown. Scales into Gleno, who's going to run forward with it right now. And a pass into the middle into Cox. Now it's on to Eccles as Eccles doesn't manage to keep the ball. And that is it. That should be it, I think. At a time, we're not really going to get the ball in this one. It's going to be an opening day defeat at home to the Potters as they're coming forward. And there's the whistle. That's it done. Not good. Not good at all from us. Really, really not impressed, in fact. Because I think that injury rules for Sayo Deli Bashiru out for the trip against Barnsley. It's only 5 days, which is good. But we sit in 20th. Not good. It seems like last year's good team, what they're called? Preston, not doing too well as well. We've got an offer right here for Harry Clifton. This is a loan offer. Red Bull New York going over to America. Definitely take the buy option off that one. And we will loan him. Going into this one, we will simulate Barnsley. I'm not going to simulate the rivalry because I do want to play that kind of. There's an offer for Udoka Godwin Malif from Falmilikau. Joining Ma? I think not. I'm going to reject that one as Pratt's rejecting all his loan to buy deals. We're going to go in yet again, try and get him out on loan. A Standard Liège want Maguire Drew on a loan. Again, just want a normal loan deal for these original players. Do not want to lose them. I just want them playing regular football to see if they can catch up with us. As Barnsley, we've got a tired team for it. Need to change. Deli Bashiru is in fact fit enough, but changes are Coyle for Bree, Pollock for Godwin, and Mowat, because Deli Bashiru will start and Eccles won't. Cullen's still on the bench, as it's the usuals really. Like the last game, Barnsley failed to win in their opening game, but we're away at Oakwell. We didn't do well in simulations against Barnsley last time out in last season, as we get the win here though. Victor Gyökeres. Frankly needed that one as messages after it. Coxey, an offer from St. Pauli. He's not going to be joining David Drew as Harry Clifton will be going out on that 1 year loan if it's anything to do with me. As I do want to loan him out. Prove the team changes game by game, Coxey. You're not out with the team. Top performance, Moa, against his former club, it must be said. Anything happening before Lincoln? No. As I think I am going to end it off here, of course. I think more signings can be made. We've got money, as we have. 12 million. We've made profit and signed them 4 big players. Absolutely sensational, if you ask me. Thank you guys for watching episode 1 right here. Of course, as always, Don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe with that notification bell on as well, so you don't miss anything in the future. That has been it from me for today. Thank you very much. I appreciate all the support on the channel at the moment. And let's keep on going, shall we? Let's keep it up. Take care of yourselves in a bit. And peace.